Live
from Detroit Auto Show. We are live from Detroit Auto Show. You realize we're live? Pay attention. Stop and go around. I know.
Hey, MotoMan.
Randy is always. I don't want you to get hit by your own truck here. Okay, your own product. Randy, good friend of the show, is back here. I know he's the rock star. He's the belle of the ball here because, of course, he has to bring yet another concept car to an auto. How many concept cars have you done by now?
This is the 5th concept.
Fifth. And how old are you?
38.
38 years old, and you've had 5 concept cars, and how many have production cars?
Three production vehicles.
Okay, he will never admit this, but for a designer to have even one concept car to come in a career or one production car come in a career, that's amazing. 5 and 3.
Yeah, really lucky and feel blessed.
Congratulations. That's why you have this fancy clothes here. New jackets you got over Christmas. Okay, so what the hell is this thing?
So this is the TITAN Warrior concept. It's basically a highly aggressive, more off-road version of our TITAN XD.
So we just like those sketches you showed us from the episode.
Yeah, I like the original sketches. It's kind of more along that lines. That's kind of how I envisioned the truck. So then for production, obviously we tone it down.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I always see it as this super off-road vehicle. And that's what
I don't think you should tone this down. I think you should bring it out just like this.
Well, we're using this to gauge public and media reaction, so hopefully you like it, and
so the people that are watching this should say they like it and it gets built.
Yeah.
But only as Randy envisioned here. Right.
Well, if people like the way that it is, it's getting a lot of positive feedback so far.
So show us some of the detailed differences between that yellow truck we drove in Arizona and this. What are some of the differences?
Well, it all starts off with the suspension.
Look at this.
Actually, someone has a remote.
I can stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah.
Maybe.
I want to go one.
Oh, you want to? Okay,
let's do one lap. Come on, Phil. Let's do one lap. I want to go around. Yeah.
Okay. So it starts off with the suspension. You know, where that's an off-road vehicle. So we have custom A-arms and big core shocks, and coilovers, hydraulic dampeners, a lot of that stuff to really make it
thicker off A-arms.
Yeah, if you look under there.
Much thicker.
Yeah, if you look at this lower one in the back here, and actually working with that, you know, I was always talking
Why
about.
don't you punch in here, Phil?
I was
Check
always
that thing
talking
out.
about, you know, anatomy and Greek warriors. You know, you're Greek, MotoMan.
Yes,
you know?
I am the inspiration for this truck.
Yeah, you're inspiration. But even with designing that, we're trying to take that theme because it's like those are muscle fibers or tendons. So we work with engineers to actually design the A-arms to have
You
that.
like the living, breathing inspiration.
I
First
thought-
it was sharks for the Z, and then it was warriors for the Titan.
Well, and that's how I see it. Like this. Well, that's how I see vehicles and cars. It's almost like a part of the family, but this is like because it moves. It's almost like this living, breathing entity to me. It's not just a pod.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like this blows out, or this whole fender is different.
Yeah. So you know, we moved the track out 95 millimeters at each wheel, so it's come out quite a bit. So then the body had to do the same. So the body had to do the same, where it's basically 3 inches wider on each side. So really pulled it out, made it feel much more muscular. You see that in the body, the anatomy, and then it goes
I'm closer so people can hear you. So we have to stand a little closer to this. Being it's Periscope, you got to stand closer to the phone to actually hear it. And yes, we're doing this on the fly, so you people can get this right as this thing has been released. Almost an hour ago you showed this thing.
Yeah, it was just shown right now.
So you changed the front here.
Yeah, so with the front end, so obviously the fenders came out. This is still the same hood that's on the production truck, but then the front end, obviously for an off-road vehicle, you want greater approach angles, departure angles. So we really tuck up the front end. Where you can see the skid plate is like really oversized. It actually almost becomes the bumper, the skid plate. And then we have a lot of like lightweight, you know, composites on the body, carbon fiber and composites, you know, this blend of materials and laminates make it really strong, lightweight, but also impact resistant. So more deflection. Because we expect MotoMan you to drive this thing like a badass and really punish this thing. So that's what we want.
I barely brought your yellow truck back in one piece from Arizona.
Yeah.
There were a couple of little tight spots there, I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
What about the interior? Anything cool in the interior?
Yeah, the interior. So with the interior, you know, the idea of the truck is basically it's this off-road adventure vehicle, but then actually you want to get up and
I do actually. I want to get this.
It's basically a premium sports interior. So
Very disco colors in here.
yeah. Your disco, this kind of matches you a little.
Yeah, my pocket's weird.
But it's basically a premium sports interior because this is a vehicle that, you know, we imagine people to do adventure and off-roading, but to do so in style and comfort.
Punch in here, Phil. Look at these water bottles you got in here.
There's a water bottle. It doesn't actually make fully come on, and then also a thermos. So,
Okay.
I'm talking to customers and people who go into the desert, they need their coffee in the morning and they need their water in the afternoon. So there's auxiliary gauges and toggle switches and
The textures are different. You got some suede in here, some carbon fiber.
Even the headliner is wrapped.
This is odd to see the chrome here. This is an unusual thing.
And billet aluminum steering wheel.
Oh, and a suede headliner. That's really fancy.
So it's a premium sports. Is kind of what we were going for.
Now, is this built off of a real Titan, like a production Titan?
This is a production Titan underneath there. So basically, the cabin is all the same. It's just basically the body work, and so this is a concept vehicle, but it's not that far up to.
So it's a little bit more than a China doll. It's not the usual concept car that goes 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, this is.
What engine is in it?
It's got the Cummins turbo,
the Cummins
yeah, the
diesel
5,
in
yeah, liter turbo.
Cool. And then you got what color? What would you call this color? This matte finish.
We actually call this. It's a matte gunmetal, but we call it Thunder. Actually, Thunder. It's got a lot of life to it. There's a lot of flake and coarseness to it. It looks, really strong. And then the orange, we're calling that Magma. It's kind of orange.
Magma.
Yeah, Thunder, Magma. It's all
Do you come up with these color names yourself?
No, working with Brendan Parkin and the color and trim department and materials. But it's all along that theme thinking to make it feel more of a cohesive design.
Anything else different here?
Well, we're really proud of the headlights and taillights on the design. And you can see
detailing there.
Yeah, so like there's that warrior shape, and then the light signatures are basically that shape, but split by the tailgate or the front grille. There's a lot of really nice detailing in the lamps that we're proud of. And also, the tailgate has a new design with a more integrated, bigger spoiler, and also a spoiler off the back of the cab, make it feel more aerodynamic as you get some air in the truck. And then also we have a quad tip exhaust system. So
That's very cool. Phil, why don't you punch in on that? That's awesome.
We got the belly.
You don't see that.
The skid plate is actually on the back side, and then the quad tip exhaust with the machine face. It matches the wheels, giving it that precision, power tool, feeling to some of the detailing.
Now I want to show a little bit behind the scenes here. Come on over here, Phil. Come here.
Yes.
Come here. So we got Randy, and we always know Randy. He's the designer, does all these cool things at Nissan. But what you don't know is there's a behind-the-scenes guy. Always when there's a concept car like this. So like here, this is the Titan Warrior concept. Well, Andy, if there's a concept car from Nissan or Infiniti, this is the man that it controls the whole car from the beginning to the end in terms of show. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, and we have a question.
MotoMan, we have a question.
Yes, sir.
Can this be actually Randy? This
Randy,
is a question
come on,
for
we have
you.
a question for you. Yeah.
Keep the truck guarded.
Can this vehicle actually be used for work purposes, or is it just a concept?
This vehicle, well, this is a concept, but it's designed to be a concept that's, you work hard in it, but also play even harder.
So basically, a couple of tweaks, and this thing could be road ready.
Is that possible? That's funny that you're at. This guy is asking you that question.
Yeah. Well, it's built on top of the truck, so it's a running, driving vehicle.
So underneath, just so the avoidance of doubt, underneath this truck, this started as a regular
Titan
XD Titan, but you changed up the suspension pieces and a lot of the body pieces and obviously the coloring, correct?
Yes.
So there's obviously engineering stuff that needs to go into it to get it production ready, but the intent was that it is productionable.
Okay, so long and short of the story is if you like this enough, you need to tell Randy, and if Randy will tell Andy, and then they will make it happen. Basically, Carlos reports to Andy. Just to be very clear. I have it correct?
You're going to get me into trouble.
When have I not gotten you into trouble?
Exactly.
Since the day I met you. Yeah. That's a good question. That's a good point. What is this thing? How long have you worked on this?
On this, it was really quick. 6 months ago is when we quarter scale models, then we went to digital and started building. So 4 months to build this truck.
And then how long, other concepts you've done, how long does it take to normally do a concept?
Usually a concept it's more like a year, like 10 months,
wow.
12
So
months.
for a whole ground
Yeah.
up, not something built off of existing.
But even for this type of vehicle, that was a super short turnaround for building this concept. So we had to be really organized and manage the schedules and working with all the suppliers and vendors together to make sure that it really came together. And put it together right in time, you know, having it here. You know,
Did you guys build this in-house, or did you guys build like the full or somebody else to build it for you?
It was built with suppliers local in Southern California.
Cool.
Under our supervision.
Okay. Do we have any good questions from the audience? No other questions from the audience. Okay, in that case, we're going to let Randy get back to work here and press on, maybe check out some other cars here. But if you have questions of Randy or Andy, who is a proper car guy and has a good collection of cars, make sure you hit us via Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, MotoManTV, all one word, MotoManTV, all one word, and either one of these guys will answer your questions about these cars, or in the case of this gentleman, he knows a lot about Zs, because he's been a Z guy all his life. If you want to know more about that, I've got like 8 episodes of just like the Randy show and Randy's life. Make sure you go back on that. So with that, I think we say bis später until we get to some more cars.
Yeah. Ciao. Thanks, MotoMan.